Yo, what's up, guys? I'm here with a deck profile that I played at the Seattle Regionals, actually. I ended up going 6 wins, 2 losses with it. Um, and, yeah. I've pretty much been playing this deck since it came out, and I'm pretty happy with my results at every event. Just because I just love playing this deck. Yeah. There's not much else to say. I really do just enjoy playing this deck, and like a lot of people think it's like boring to play or whatever, but I really think that you can do a lot of interesting stuff, and like you can play the mind games a lot better with opponents that think this deck is very one-dimensional, and you play the mind games and you just eventually beat them out. So it's 3 Ray. You pretty much always play 3 of this. Ever since Hornet Drones went to 1, you really just can't play less than 3. So you just always want to open a way to get to a Link monster, and Ray is just the best way now. Hornet Drones is not accessible in any way, so besides Engage, of course, which is not a consistent open. So 3 Ash, because it's just like the best generic negate in the game currently, and it really does just negate any card. Really, like your opponent touches their deck, you just say no, you're not touching your deck. I actually played 2 Bell for this event, and I felt that this was really good. Before the event, I thought, wow, this is really good. And in the event, I was like, wow, this is really good. So, great card overall. In the mirror match, it has its, like, applications of, like, stopping Kaguri and stuff. And then against Salem, great, you can, like, essentially use it as, like, a really bad Diddy Crow, but like that matchup, if it doesn't full setup against you, like you pretty much beat it turn 1 anyway. So like Bell is just like you just win against that matchup, and then like against Orchest, you just hit the skeleton, and then against Thunder Dragon, like it should be obvious what you hit against it, Thunder Dragon. So yeah, this card is just like crazy right now. I feel like this card is super underrated. Yeah. If you're not playing this card, definitely consider it. Like, it's super good. 2 Impermanence, because I felt like Orchest would be popular, and I was right. Like, everyone was on Orchest. So, yeah, Impermanence was, like, a super good choice. Like, I hit so many mermaids with this card, and I could just see from the expression in their eyes that they had Called by the Graven Hand ready for my Veiler, and my Impermanence was just the kicker, you know what I mean? like they were just not ready. 3 Engage, because yeah, it's Engage. 3 Roll, because it's Roll, and then 3 Widow Anchor, because it's Widow Anchor. I don't know if you explain any of these cards. They're all just insane. Like Engage is just Rhoda for this archetype. Multi-Roll is just actually the best card in the game. And then Widow Anchor is just like, holy fuck, like why did they print this card? As for like some of like the spice, I played 2 Shark Cannon. I feel like this card is really good. Not only does it just outright beat Salmon Great, like you can just outgrind them so hard with this card. Like it's not even funny. Like playing 2 against that matchup is just so good. Being able to have the second one is just so nice. I definitely would not take this card down from more than 2 in this format. It's also really good against every other matchup, pretty much, except for Thunder. Thunder is like this card is just completely dead against Thunder, but every other matchup, like you can find some application for this card, and the application it has is just always very powerful. So yeah, 1 Afterburners, you just have to play it. 1 Jamming Wave, some people play 2. I really feel like I don't want to break on this card, so 1 is the perfect number. And then 1 Eagle Booster, 1 Hornet Drones, and 1 Hercules. I wish I could play more of these, and I wish I played less of this. Oh my god, this card was so bad. I thought I was going to, like, find a lot of Salmon Greys and just grind them out with this shit, because this card is great against Salmon Greys, just being able to act twice. However, it never got to that point, even in those matchups. Like, this card was just always garbage. I hate Hercules Base. I've always said I hate this card. Anyway. 2 Area 0. 2 is fine. Like, deck space is very important in this deck, and I feel like 2 Hercules Base just fits the job. 1 Mystic Mine. This card, I played it. I originally did not want to play this in my main deck. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. And my friend was like, play 1. It was so clutch all the time. All the time was this card insane. I'll get back to that later, but yeah, that card's just the nuts right now. 3 Twin. I wish I played MST, honestly. I felt like most of the time where I was twinning, I feel like I could have hit just 1 card and been okay. So there was that. 2 Call by the Grave. I feel like this is like the perfect number of Call by the Grave in this deck. You really don't need any more or any less. It's just a very good card that you see sometimes. 2 Terraforming. It's limited. It's semi-limited, so there you go. No, 1 of each of these cards, they are limited. And then the Foolish Engine, which is just like, it's just great. Like, it's just nice to have this engine and against like the like stronger decks that like go off turn 1, because like you're able to just keep up with them by like putting a bunch of spells in grave all at once, because like the way those decks win is like you're not able to keep up with their cards because you're not able to get 3 spells in grave. So Foolish is like super good in those matchups, but super lame in others. So I feel like 2-1 is a great ratio for that. 3 Shizuku. She's basically like the best unlimited ace monster. Like like you're just going into her all the time now. Like the Kaguri's at 1, like you're just like always going into Shizuku. So yeah, definitely 3 her, and then 3 Hayate, because like you're just not gonna play less now. Like this card's at 1. This card obviously we'd be playing more of, but it's at 1 now. So you're just playing maximum amounts of all the good ones. And the only really questionable part is like if you play more than 1 kinda. I only played 1. There was 1, maybe 2. I honestly cannot remember. I remember 1 distinctly moment when I wanted the second kinda in my extra deck because I really needed that life point gain. And that was, honestly, I can't remember if I ended up winning that game or not, but anyway, 2 Nightmares, and then the Link 2 of Gods. This card is crazy. Oh my god. Fucking Hida, dude. I made that card so much. Triple Burst and Ingursu. Triple Burst brings back Kaguri. Cool. And Ingursu is just fucking nuts. 2 Link 4s. 1 Boral Sword, because it's kind of hard to kill people now that Kaguri isn't around, so... and then Bomber, just because it's the easiest to make. Side deck is 1 Mystic Mine and 3 Metaverse. The reason I didn't main multiple Mystic Mine was because I was siding this, and I feel like I should have mained this. I sided this in far too often for it not to be in my main deck. 3 Lancea. This card's crazy. Like in the matchups, this card is good. It just like you just auto win by activating it. It's crazy, honestly. 1 Ghost Ogre, 2 System Down. This was spicy. So I thought beforehand, I'm like they're all machines, right? In the Orgus deck. I'm like, man, it would be really nice if there was just a way to get rid of all of them. And I was like, System Note would be really funny. And then I thought about it for a sec. I'm like, wow, System Note is really good. I resolved this once, and it was an insane blowout. Like, he had Dingirsu engraved, and he could do nothing about it because, you could bring back Dingirsu at that point, but it just wouldn't matter because it would just get banished and no effect and no rusty effect. It was like, this card was just nuts. Like, and not only that, but it's a spell engrave. Definitely a spice that I don't regret playing. 3 shared right. This card was nuts too. A lot of people didn't expect this in the mirror match anymore. Like, you just side this in going any time in the mirror match and you just win. You just always win. 2 Typhoon. I feel this card was crazy too. Like, honestly, every card in my side deck played a purpose at some point. Typhoon really in the mirror match against. I really sided this card against everything. Honestly, I wish I played a third. Again, I'll find room for that in the future. But anyway, that was my deck profile. Thank you for watching. I love y'all. You're my favorites. Goodbye.